Hey everybody, Brandon back again. Today's video, I'm going to talk about how I updated my gym for cheap and how you guys can too. You might recall I had my 6-gun rack holder from Rogue on the wall that I put up a while ago. I have some custom decals here, but one of the things that I wanted to do was expand upon this and add another couple of bars just to maximize my space. Now in doing so, I would need to actually take off my current decals, and I figured I'd just walk you through the process in case you wanted to do them yourself. It's super simple. All right, so we're going to start off by going to signspecialist.com. I am not affiliated with this site whatsoever, and even though it looks very retro and old school, and if you ever built a website for yourself back in the 90s on like Angel Fire or GeoCities, you know what I'm talking about. I like this site for one specific reason, which I'll get into in just a second, but they've done a great job. I used this previously on my last application. I really liked how the process went and I like the price. So I'm going to use this site again. You may find better options out there, but I'll tell you why I like this one. So let's go ahead and look at the vinyl lettering. It tells you all this information about it. So this will work on a lot of different stuff, but I'm using this just on some basic drywall, which most of you will probably have in your garage or maybe in places in your basement. And that's why I'm choosing it. So for your desired text, you put in whatever you want. I'm going to choose bar don't lie because that's what I want to go with. You also need to choose the letter height. The default is 1 inch, and it's not really big enough for anybody, let's be honest. I am choosing 12 inches here, and I will kind of come back to this and tell you how you can make sure you're getting the right height. You're probably going to have to measure, but it'll all be explained in a little bit. You can then choose your color, and most of these colors are free, at least the standard colors are. If you want to do a custom color because you know the number code, you can put that in. It will add to the price. Or if you want to do a specialty color like mirrored chrome, silver leaf, gold leaf, flat black, any specialty colors, there's gradients, there's a whole bunch of different things that you can pick from. Just know that that might adjust the price some, but it is detailed there right on the site. Now, what I really want to call out here is the vinyl letter style, or the font in this case. So they have a font list of 1, 2, or 3. You can pick whichever one you really like, which is one of my issues with a lot of the other sites out there. You're locked into picking their font style, and a lot of them, to be honest, are pretty stupid. I'm just going to go out there and say that. I don't want papyrus or anything like that. So you can actually upload your own font. So if you have a specific font you're going for, you like a theme in your gym like I do, you can do that and just upload your own. That way you get your letters how you want them. If you don't know what you want or you don't see any here in this list, I would just suggest going to a site like DaFont, which you can then go ahead and search for basically any font you want and download it for free. You can also preview what that looks like, whatever, but you can pretty much grab anything you can think of from this site and then upload it here to here when you have it. And that way you get your logo, your saying, whatever you want on your wall in the font of your choice. And that is at no extra cost. So I like that. Now for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and just pick something. I'll just do informal, as this is a very informal video. You can then go down here and preview what it's going to look like. Oh, I'm sorry. You can also choose your letter options, which I did not do. So if you want to add some sort of stroke, if you want to add a shadow, it gives you the options to do that. You can add a second color as well. Again, if you're going for a certain theme, or maybe you have a certain color wall where you want some contrast, you can pick all that here, but then show me how it will look. And what this is going to do, it's going to give you your logo, but it's also going to give you your dimensions. So if I'm using 12-inch high letters, that's going to end up being about 129 inches or so of real estate space on my wall. Now, obviously, you're probably going to want to measure your wall, make sure it's going to fit. If that's too big, too small, whatever the case may be, you can come in here and actually adjust the height. So let's say I only have 110 inches. I could come down here and let's see how 11 inches works. That's going to drop it to 118, not enough. I'm gonna go 9.5. I think if my math is right, that should be about right. 102 inches. So again, play around with this so you get the perfect size fitting for your particular use case. You then again have the options to go ahead and choose all these things again. So it just kind of puts it in the final view to make sure that you're happy with how things look. Let's say I don't want red and instead I want black. It's going to update the sign, show you what it looks like. And it's also going to show you how much this costs as is. So as you can see right here, for 9.5-inch letters, for 100 inches in length overall, numbers I'm all very familiar with, it totals 30 bucks. Cheap, right? So you can go ahead and you can add this to your cart. One of the things you're able to do is add an optional application kit. To be honest, I don't think this is that worth it unless you're going to be putting this on some kind of glass, because what you get here is you get some solution that's going to help the adhesive work a little bit. And if you're putting it on a wall, I haven't found that I needed it. The only real key thing out of here that I like to use, and you'll see it in the video in a second, is it comes with a little bit of a squeegee. Now, obviously, I'm not using it for the sake of the application and the actual liquid, but what I find is sometimes you use that squeegee to get some of those air bubbles out on the letters, which you'll see me do in the video, and also just make sure that the vinyl letters are set on the wall when you're peeling off some of the backing. Otherwise, you might find that it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. So you could probably find your own squeegee, like a hard credit card, piece of plastic, something with a hard flat edge that's going to work just as well and save yourself some money. So all in, it's costing you under 40 bucks. And for me, I ordered this on May 19th. And it was delivered on May 23rd. So 4 days later, which includes the weekend, which means it might have come up even sooner, depending on where you are, what you order, and how detailed of a thing. Very quick and easy. So let's see what you get when this actually comes in. All right, so 4 days later, the box showed up and it comes all wrapped up, packaged nice. It has 2 layers of application, one that you peel off the back so you can place it on the wall, and the other so you can then peel that off and reveal the actual letters. And that's what it looks like overall. And if you can, install it this way because it makes centering it and putting in place much easier. For me, I knew that based off of where my actual gun racks were, I was going to have to cut the letters out. So I had to do it in 3 different pieces. I then also had to trim a little bit around the apostrophe and the T just to make sure it fit. But again, I wanted this size letters. I could have gone with a smaller size, but then it would have looked a little bit off to me. So a big part of this install for me was just making sure everything was level and in place. And you can see that I'm able to take it off and put it back on. And this is because I haven't squeegeed the letters just yet. I'm taking a step back, looking at it, making sure everything is where I want in terms of levelness, in terms of spacing. And then once I do that, what I do is I get that squeegee and I'm basically working out any air bubbles, and I didn't have many, but also making sure that it really adheres, idiot, to the wall itself. Because as you start to peel that off, some of the letters, especially the edges towards the top, tend to be a little bit loose. So I have to go back a couple of times and make sure that they're on. But again, it's a pretty simple process and just something you're gonna have to take just a little bit of time with. But as you go through and do that, I think this actually looks really good. And at the end result, I don't think you can argue it as I put back these actual bars. Everything is how it should, and it makes a big visual difference. And again, it cost me in total for the size letters that I chose, $38.50. Or of course, it might look tacky and look like one of those live, laugh, love signs that people put in their kitchens that they get off Etsy, but we're meatheads and it's better to do it this way. If you have any other questions I wasn't able to answer in this video, leave them in the comment section below. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching and stay big.